republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God.
Indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And we are back. Once again, we are tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. Joining me today is Mr. Tarver, and we got a little busy over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's a little busy.
Take two.
Yeah, take two. That's right. So should we let him in on the secret?
Yeah, we tried to roll out a podcast, but we were sitting here falling asleep.
Oh my! Yeah, we were struggling. I don't know. We've been doing this for
oh man, I'm tired.
How many years we've been doing this?
Horrible.
How many years we've been doing this?
I don't know. 3
years. And that was probably, we were just struggling. It's like,
neither one of us wanted to do it. And it's like, it sounds awful to me and I'm doing it.
Yeah, and we love the podcast. But, you know, it's summertime, life happens, and we just kind of get consumed. And it's just like, it was ugly.
Oh, it was bad. So,
maybe I'll let that one out on the bloopers reel or something.
No, let that.
So what have you been doing to stay busy, sir?
Stay busy.
Stay busy. Have you needed help staying busy?
No, I don't need no help staying busy. I'm tired. I need a break.
Working.
I need a vacation.
I need cool weather.
I do too. I hate the summer. I hate those people that say, "Oh, thank God it's summer. It's so warm." Oh God, it's awful.
I'm good for a few weeks, and then I'm just like, bring on fall. Fall is my favorite time of year.
Yeah, give me fall.
And give me a hoodie. Give me something
Too
to
many
eat.
flies in fall though.
I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, they're in your face.
I don't have to worry about that no more.
Flies don't get in your face?
No, they don't like me.
Okay. It's all in vegetables.
Exactly. But no, I like it because you can throw on a hoodie and it's much easier to conceal.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it, right?
It's so much nicer.
It is nicer. I mean, leaves are changing.
Got me longing for fall.
We're a little far out, yeah, but the leaves are changing. It's cool out.
Look at us, man. We sitting here daydreaming like people do with lottery money. What would you do? What would you do if the fall was here? Man, I'd walk barefooted in the yard.
I looked at the weather for the next 3 weeks, and we're still up about 98.
Oh man,
it's just getting old.
I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
So
after those triple digit days,
oh yeah,
I am done.
I'm
done, son.
It'll be here sooner than we know, and I can carry my gun while I'm taking my kids trick or treating.
Can't trick or treat, man. It's the COVID.
Well, yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
You know, Halloween was garbage last year. We just talking all over the place. What was wrong with Halloween last year?
No one showed up.
I'm that crazy dude who gives. I don't do the Halloween decorations that much.
Do you hand out ammo?
No, but I hand out sick amounts of candy. I mean, crazy amounts.
Really?
I have my regulars, and they come by. They're like, "We know you giving good." I'm like, "You know I am."
You're that weird old dude in the neighborhood that's giving out full candy bars.
Oh man, handfuls of them. I'll scoop stuff up 2 hands at a time and load in bags. I just load them up. Nobody showed up last year.
No one.
No.
Where'd they all go?
I don't know. I told them this is the worst Halloween yet.
Did you put off like the creepy old man vibe or something?
No, my kids usually give out the stuff. I ain't no creepy old man.
I know, but I'm just saying. It's that Biden sign you got in your yard. Oh, well, it's a good time of year.
You know this year they ain't had no Halloween.
Probably.
Anyway, go ahead.
You're probably right. I was thinking about this time of year. Hunting season I can start hunting in a couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah, go bow hunting for antelope. I know it's not a gun-related thing, but we're going to go bow hunting for antelope. And then we're going to go deer hunting when that starts. And I'm thinking it's going to be me and my 14-year-old son this year. Actually, he'll be 15 then. But I'm thinking he can't hunt yet, but I'm thinking about taking my 6-year-old out. It's time for him to experience that. The thrill of the hunt. The gutting of the deer.
Yeah, all that nice heat and everything else.
Yeah, it's good for him. He's excited.
Okay.
So I was going to go this week. I was actually going to take
He wants to do stuff with Dad. Huh?
He does. He wants to go hunting. He told me he wants to hunt with a camouflage rifle. That's what he told me today at lunch. I said, well, you're going to have to get a camouflage rifle thing because I don't have one.
Yeah, you can find one.
Yeah, I'll wrap some tape around it. I was going to take the day off. I was going to take Wednesday off. I'd all planned on taking Wednesday off, and we were going to go. Me and my oldest son, we were going to go up and go fly fishing for the day. Go up to the mountains, and we were going to wade in the river and do a little.
Look at you, Mr. Outdoors.
Yeah, do a little fly fishing. And on my race on Saturday, 7 miles into the 14-mile run, the kid trips in a hole, sprains his ankle. Once you're up there, there's no quick way off. You just have to keep going. So he toughed it out. I wasn't with him. Toughed it out.
Call for the four-wheeler.
You can't get a four-wheeler in there.
Wow.
It's like a little single-track trail on the side of the mountains. Some of the trails actually sloughed away.
They don't even have an e-bike?
No, not at all. I don't think you can get an e-bike up there, really.
Jeez.
But he jogged it out till he hit the hill, and the last 2 miles is hill, and then he wanted to come into the finish line strong. And I kept hearing, I was sitting down there at the end, and I kept hearing all these people come in, and they didn't know me, but I heard him say, "There's some kid up there," and my kid was the only kid up there.
Right.
Some kid up there, and he's tripped and he's hurt his ankle. So the medic's getting all like freaking kind of, "Oh, we got to go get him. We got to go get him." I said, "I think that's my kid. I think he's probably okay. Let's see what happens." Right. But everyone that came in, dozens and dozens of runners. This kid up there, he's limping pretty hard. And so I'm like, I'm going to walk over a little closer to the trail and kind of see if here he comes, freaking running down a hill as fast as he can. I'm like, dude, kid ain't freaking hurt.
Got kid ankles, man.
And he crossed this
little, kids are made of rubber.
He crossed this bridge and passed me, and I was going to jog into the finish line with him, right? And I couldn't keep up with him. So I just left him, and I said, I yelled, "I thought you were hurt." He goes, "I'm running through the pain." He got up there, he crossed the finish line, he sat down, and he didn't move again. He tried to get up like 5 minutes later. He couldn't even freaking walk. So we got done with the race, and we had to carry him to the car, take him into quick care. They had to take a bunch of freaking x-rays. And guess what he's starting today? Cross-country practice.
Sweet. Can he move?
Yeah, so he's just now started to put weight on it like last night a little bit. He's not going to be able to run, but he's going to go to cross-country practice just because he's part of a team. He needs to be there. But yeah, so I'm sure his cross country coach is not thrilled with me right now. Get over it. But he will. Kid was living his life.
Kid was training.
Yeah.
He was getting ready for cross country. What you want, man?
You tell me what other kid on that team was out running 14 miles.
None of them.
They were all playing freaking video games.
Yep.
That's right. I don't know how we got off on that, but
I don't know.
Oh, but anyhow,
that's what
I had to cancel my fishing trip, because
You ever catch anything fly fishing?
Yeah. So yeah, I love fly fishing.
Really?
And I used to do a long time ago.
The fish?
I don't now.
What?
I don't. I just let them
you
go.
Catch and release?
They're beautiful. Let them go.
Bring them to me.
Okay, I'll bring you some. But no,
they'll be beautiful.
On the pan, little butter, little lemon on them.
They'll be beautiful.
No, I used to fly fish a bunch. And well, not a bunch, enough to know what I was doing a little bit, and right. I kind of got out of it years and years ago. And my son said he wanted to get into it a couple weeks ago. So I broke my fly rod out and said, let's go fishing at the local little trashy local hatchery Stockham Pond thing. Right. And he'd never
That's the place to do it.
Yeah, he'd never
stocked in there.
Yeah, he'd never fly fished before. So I got him a little rig on the way home. It was like freaking $60 or something. Right. And I taught him a couple casts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it took me a long time to learn that shit. Couple casts in the parking lot. 5 minutes later, he's over there freaking bringing in fish. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who does that?
Does he eat them?
There's a couple in the freezer.
Okay.
Someone's got to eat them.
All right. Well, I gotta wonder, man. You have eggs, you have chickens, you don't eat none of this stuff. You catch fish.
I'm really not getting any eggs.
You're
anymore.
going hunting. Are you going to eat any of the deer?
The rest of the family will, and I can always give it to the other. I can give it to the other family.
Okay.
So you'll be proud. This is way not gun topic, but you want to hear my lunch today?
Kind of scared.
I had fake meat made from beans. I made a little hamburger.
We just lost all the listeners.
It was spicy Italian.
We just lost all of them.
And then,
they're like, oh shit.
And then I got eggs. That aren't eggs.
Okay.
I don't know. They're made from
fake meat and fake eggs.
From
you have real chickens in the yard.
I do. 40. I have 40 of them. So
you got fake eggs.
Yeah. So they squirt them out of a bottle.
Okay.
And it's made from mung beans.
Okay.
And I tell you what, it tastes just like eggs. You squirt them in there and scramble them suckers up.
What kind of chemicals they got in them beans to make it taste like an egg?
I don't know.
Good grief.
Probably eggs. But anyhow, that's my life.
Okay.
And I eat lots of green stuff.
Okay.
Do you want to stay for dinner?
No.
I make you some dinner.
I got some gumbo.
Oh, I love your gumbo.
Yeah, I've been eating it for the last couple of days. I'm like, I'm sick of it.
Oh.
It's time to throw it out.
So, ammo.
Yes. Have you seen any?
No, I have not. I actually watched a video this morning. There's a guy on YouTube, and he was just talking about ammo, and he was throwing out to his listeners, this YouTube guy, that ammo is really hard to find. In fact, this is like maybe the hardest it's ever been to find. Granted, there was years ago we had somewhere, you couldn't find like 22 ammo, and you could still get like 9mm and stuff, but I mean, you kind of have it was sparse, but there's still some on, and now at this point, there's like nothing on the shelf but hunting rounds right now. And he was asking everyone. He posed a question, and maybe I want to pose this to our listeners, and maybe they can respond. And if you want to respond, you can either call me or text me. Area code 620-794-6223. And the question is what are you doing now that ammo is scarce? Are you shooting up what you have? Are you continuing to train? Or what are you doing? Are you shooting 22s? Are you shooting airsoft guns? I mean, how are you continuing to train? I don't know. It's hard to find right now.
There got to be some Chinese ammo out there somewhere.
Well, I even think that might be getting scarce.
They found had a shipment come into, I think, Chicago with 10,000 gun parts.
No
China.
ammo. Gun parts don't do me any good if I can't get freaking ammo for it.
It was probably 5,000 uppers and 5,000 lowers. We got foreign governments arming these Antifa people.
Yeah.
So they got to be some ammo coming in too.
They're supplying them. The Antifas probably get it from the government. They brought billions of rounds a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But as of right
Trump's
now,
to sell all that. Sell it to the public.
Even reloading supplies are getting real sparse. And what I hear the holdup isn't necessarily the powder. You can kind of find some powder. I hear the holdup is pistol primers, small pistol primers. And I just actually talked to a guy on Saturday that used to work for CCI up in northern Idaho. And he says he still has, there's still people that work up there, and they are working like over the holidays. They're paying their people like double time to manufacture these primers. And I don't know where they're going, but so my question is,
they got to be worth a fortune. Are they doubling their people's pay and everything else?
Yeah. So this is my question. If you are, so is there really an ammo shortage, or is it kind of like the toilet paper thing where it's coming in, but it's just leaving really fast? It's just not
leaving fast. We got millions of new gun owners,
and so they're buying a bunch of ammo. And the one thing I hear people say who have just bought new guns, I'm going to go out and buy a bunch of ammo now. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. But I mean, do you think that's what it is? Do you think there's an actual ammo shortage, or it's just being bought up so quick?
I think it's being bought up real quick, but at the same time, we've always, you used to have, during the last little crunch, Walmart would have trucks show up on certain days, and people would be out there waiting on them.
Yeah.
So it would still show up, and people were buying it. I ain't even hearing it showing up anywhere now.
You slip that Walmart guy a $10 bill, he'll give you all the times and dates of when they get their orders.
Okay, I'll slip him 100. Hold them boxes for me.
Just hold the truck up at the interchange. I'll just go get what I want.
Say you only got half a load this month.
But so
I don't know. I'm not seeing them.
I know.
Usually it's like, okay, we got 5,000 rounds, first come, first serve kind of thing, but it's not even showing up.
Well, there's a local guy here, and
but this is so fast, man.
Yeah, there's a local guy here, and rumor has that he's getting his ammo from someone who can get ammo.
Chinese.
He knows some people that has an end to whatever. But I mean, this is how fast it's disappearing, though. This is what makes me think that maybe it's just leaving the shelves really quick, because this guy will get in like 40 to 60,000 rounds when he gets it in. I mean, let's say he gets in 60,000 rounds. It'll be gone in 2 days.
Gee.
In 2 days, he will sell out of this stuff. But I really think...
Is he selling any of it online?
No.
That's crazy.
He doesn't do anything online.
That's crazy. I guarantee you got some people with 20, 40, 50,000 rounds in there.
Oh, you do.
It's like, come on, man.
But
what kind of prices is he?
I think he's keeping them pretty freaking high. I mean, I don't know what the last shipment was, but it looked like about 3 weeks ago they had like doubled in price, and so I don't know what it is now. He was up to, I don't even want to say because I don't even know for sure, but it was like per 1,000 it had doubled or over. It was over what it was. It doubled and then some. Like
now I am seeing it online that it was for a little while it was self-defense ammo only, and then it was nothing.
Right
now I'm seeing ball ammo, all calibers, but it's 9mm a buck a round. Well, it's high, $50 for 50 rounds.
I haven't looked for a little while, but like you go to some of these bigger, I won't say big box stores, but around here you have places like D&B Supply. You know what that is. Anyone local is going to know what D. It's like a farm and ranch store, right?
Right.
They sell some guns, they have some ammo, but their ammo prices, they weren't really going up. So some of those places, like they just like their prices are locked in, they're not moving. But you got these smaller businesses,
they probably have it on contract.
Yeah, where the ammo prices are going through the freaking roof.
Yeah, if you don't have it on contract, if I had 100,000 rounds, I would get paid.
Right. Well,
sorry.
It's interesting though because the small guys that are I don't want to say jacking their price, but are raising their prices to match they're the ones that are getting the ammo in. He's the guy that's getting 40 to 60,000 rounds of ammunition in. But I think he might have, he's going to be slowing down a lot because this last batch, he got about half of it was steel cased. So I think he's scraping the bottom of the bucket.
Well, if you were an ammo manufacturer, would you sell it to the guy who's going to give you 60 cents a round or the guy who's got a contract at 25 cents a round?
Oh, yeah.
20 cents.
I'd sell it to the guy that's going to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Triple money.
Maybe when it's all levels off again, we should buy us a pallet.
We should do that anyway.
We should.
We should.
Do you want to put in an order for a pallet of ammo and see how many months it takes for us to get it?
I'm going to wait till
Price
either
goes
things
down
get back to normal or either things are going to get back to normal and people are going to get full. I mean, come on, folks. There's only so many rounds you can shoot. Or some shooting's going to start and people are going to start dying and there'll be less gun owners.
So I think you, me, Mark, Dean doesn't, he reloads. He just shoots what he reloads. He doesn't buy ammo.
Really?
Yeah, no, he doesn't buy anything. You, me, and Mark, we should go in on a freaking pallet.
Okay.
What do you think? We look into it later on down the road?
We can. How many rounds is in a pallet?
I have no idea.
It sounds impressive.
It seems like it'd be impressive.
It's impressive.
I want it delivered.
Exactly.
I want it delivered to my house because I want to take a picture. I don't know. I'm the only place they can get a semi into. I can pull it in front of your house, but it'd be cooler out here. I want a picture of besides that, I'm taking half of it. I don't know. They shorted us or something.
We need live video of that.
We're going to need all three signatures to release.
We can get a count on those.
Oh, man. So, yeah. Anyhow, if you're, I just want to know, are you guys still shooting ammo? Or are you still training? I mean, you're not shooting a whole lot right now.
No.
I'm shooting whatever I reload, but I'm not shooting my factory stuff. The only time I'm using my factory stuff is if someone in class needs it. But I'm in here, freaking reloading, man. Reloading every single day.
Well, I need to come out and knock off a few rounds but I'm not going to do, let's get 300 rounds, take it out there and blast them up.
You used to come over for 100 rounds. Hey, no, shoot some ammo, Todd. You're no good. You can use some out of this box. I think those days are over.
Yeah, well, now it's like, all right, let's load up 3 or 4 mags.
Did you got your own damn ammo, Todd?
Let's get some of that reload out here, man.
That's right. You shoot your reload.
I see the box in there.
Yeah, I got laying around all over the place in here.
Yeah, so, well, no, not in here. So,
yeah.
You didn't hear that, folks.
Yeah. It's hidden in a barrel.
Behind some guard dogs.
That's right.
Now, I need to bring out, if not now, it's 3 or 4 mags, which is 50 rounds.
Yeah.
Easy. And, shoot.
You just got to fine tune a little bit. You just got to keep the muscle memory,
do
man.
Some shooting because, I don't know, I probably got 3,000 on 9. Probably 1,000 of that's defensive ammo.
See, that's what I don't do is I've got a lot. I got a chunk of ammo for my 9. Defensive ammo, I've got a couple mags worth.
Wow.
Because if it gets down to it, do I even care at that point? If I'm using a hollow point to save my family's life, or I mean, I want to, but if the world just freaking breaks down, right?
Right.
I don't even care at that point.
What you need is 5.56.
Ooh, yes, I've probably got 20 rounds.
Yeah, you got to have some reach out. You want to stop people before they get too close to you.
I am a master marksman with a 9mm.
Okay.
I get into the driveway. I'm kidding.
I think that's pretty impressive. That's a long driveway.
I'm reloading. I can dial them sons of guns in, man.
Okay.
Just
You're
call
blowing flame out the.
Just call me Jerry Michalek.
Okay.
I just have to aim at the moon.
Have your compass sitting on top of you.
Yeah, I gotta compensate for it, and the wind's got to be just right. And when the corn gets chopped, we have a different wind, so then I got to recalibrate for that.
Or you could just
Hold
get a
high.
223 and put 30 rounds.
Yeah, I probably should do that too. You know why I don't have a lot of 223 or 5.56 or whatever. It's so much cheaper just to buy 9.
I know, but you
even when the prices are low.
I know, but you gotta have it. I was just doing counts the other day, and I'm pretty good on everything.
You know, I can reload a bunch of 223, a whole bunch. I can reload a bunch.
I had to save the brass then.
But yeah, save your brass. Yes.
Can you do 308?
I've got the die. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I've got a 270 die. I don't think I have my 243. I got 357, 38, 9mm. I think that's all I have. I don't really have that many calibers.
No 45?
Why the hell? I've had 145 in my life, and now it's non-existent.
Couldn't handle it?
No, my scout needed work. I had to trade it.
Okay.
I had to trade it to
How
someone.
much guns carried?
I had to trade it to someone foolish enough to want a 45. Yeah, it scared me.
Oh, no.
That freaking
Give
shield.
me the 9mm. Oh, that was a good little gun.
It wasn't horrible.
You shot the PPQ.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
That's a good gun.
All right.
You gonna trade it to me for some food,
No, that's one of my babies.
some toilet paper, something?
I bought a lot of guns to find just a few that I say these are non-tradable.
I'll trade you some reloaded 9.
No.
Need some 9?
No.
I'll put a little hole in the top of the bolt. I may even make you self-defense rounds.
No.
I'll drill a little hollow point in there.
I probably got 3,500 on 9.
Do you?
I'm all right.
I've got a bit more. just a titch.
Yeah, but that 45, that's a good shooter, PPQ.
No, it is. It is a good shooter.
So the NRA is under attack.
Okay, time to switch.
Oh,
No, I was done.
Okay.
No, the NRA is under attack.
Messed up my transition, man.
You caught me off guard, man.
Oh, man.
We need to do something scratch the side of your nose for you
Okay.
to transition, so I know.
I didn't know I was going to do it, but I'm like, all right, we've been talking
That's okay.
about anything.
That's okay. NRA is under attack. Should they be shut down? Should they be sued?
Oh, no.
New York-
Especially about that garbage.
New York,
DA.
it's the Attorney General of New York.
Pretty sure it's the DA.
DA. I don't freaking know, but they're trying to sue.
New York, that's if you're the district attorney for New York, that's no joke.
Why are they trying to sue the NRA?
Because she hates them. She said years ago they're a terrorist organization. She wants them gone. The same DA no, that was Chicago DA.
Okay. Yeah, I think I
Wait a
remember.
minute, something's coming out of New York too. See, now I'm getting confused.
Well, anyhow, they're trying to sue the NRA. They want to shut them down, right?
Yep.
Shut down the NRA. So, how do you feel about that?
I don't like it. The members should shut down the NRA, not the government.
I agree with that. I don't like it. Do I get a little bit of enjoyment that they might be getting sued a little bit? Yeah, that's part of me, yeah.
If they will fight, I will donate to them, just for the general purpose of it. But they got to fight. If they're going to come out and negotiate and surrender again, then just go away. But get ready, they're coming after gun owners of America next.
Yeah, I think the problem with the NRA, well, we talked about this before, but the NRA used to do really good things, and they used to go out and they used to fight for everyone, but they got so big, so greedy, and they've made they're lately over probably the last 6 or 7 years, it seems to me like their big thing is compromise.
Yeah.
That's all they want to do
That's all
is
they
freaking compromise. That is absolutely all they want to do. And, I think they've compromised too much in the background, maybe even with the left. And
they're horrible.
And so I think they're kind of stuck now to a certain extent. I don't think they can actually get out. They have. Do you see what I'm saying though? They just that's all they do is compromise. They aren't truly for us anymore.
When the Gun Owners of America's motto is the only no compromise gun organization, I mean it's a direct shot at the NRA.
Oh yeah, easy. I'm pulling up something here I read this morning. I wanted to try to find it. But NRA's taken all your money and they've spent it on Wayne LaPierre's suits and lavish vacations.
Well, they're not fighting. And they hyped themselves up. And I'll tell you what, that NRA TV was great. That was good stuff, man. They should have kept that. And they surrendered on that. They folded on it. They was threatened with a lawsuit, so they just completely wiped it out. But that was good stuff. And they had good people on there, and it was high production value. That was good. For that alone, they were still had some value, but they compromised on that and got rid of it. So, yeah, they don't do anything anymore.
So, so that was that was NRA TV. That was had that Coleon Noir was on there.
Right. I wish he'd have picked a better name. That's a fake name.
Oh, is it?
Pick an easier name. Yeah. That's not his real name.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
It just sounds French. So there's an article that came out by Dan Zimmerman, and it was by The Truth About Guns. It said the NRA has been AWOL from the Second Amendment fight for decades.
Yeah. Absolutely. They've been a hindrance because they'll go in, compromise, surrender, and give the politicians cover to do what they do, saying, well, the NRA is okay with this. And it's like, well, we're not okay with this.
Right. It says on here, this guy argues that the NRA is not doing the bold work against infringement on the Second Amendment that they'd love everyone to believe. Rather, he thinks the NRA asks its members to trust that the organization will advocate for their rights as gun owners when what they're really doing is playing inside baseball. I would agree to that. I mean, it's just so much.
Well, they get up there and all the politicians on the right want the endorsement of the NRA. So that's where they start getting some power.
Yeah.
And then they threaten their people that they have 5 million members and everything. Whenever there's gun legislation coming back, the regular people will just light up the phones and torture these politicians. And the NRA takes all the credit for it. NRA don't have nothing to do with that.
No, they don't.
So they're really just nothing. They just not real.
But yeah, you got like Gun Owners of America, and they're like grassroots.
They're still in court over the bump stock.
Yeah, they're fighting for that.
Yeah.
And guess who kind of gave in on that? Guess
NRA.
The NRA, and
gave Trump cover on that.
Gave Trump cover on it
instead of lighting him up.
Yeah. I was reading comments on this. Post that says NRA is not AWOL. They're exactly where they want to be. They know what they're doing. The other side, and it's true.
Well, they're making money, and like I said, even though they weren't doing anything, that NRA TV was good enough that it was entertaining and educational and high quality productions. You change minds with stuff like that.
But was that just...
or we can just have some riots in the streets, and that changed a whole lot of mine.
Yeah. So, but was stuff like the NRA TV just kind of cover? Let's make it look fancy. Let's make people think like they're getting something from us when we're really not doing a damn thing.
They weren't doing anything, but the PR value in that was...
Yeah.
I liked it, and it was entertaining. I enjoyed it.
But I'll be honest with you, and I don't have the name in front of me. We discussed this on previous podcasts. When they were doing the NRA TV, though, the people that we said PR got me to thinking the people that were helping produce that or that were kind of behind that was this PR firm.
His family, right?
And that's where the money was funneling through, and that was like ran by like Democrats, and they'd take that money and they'd have to pay off Democrats and give big donations to people that were wanting to take our gun. It was freaking horrible. It's just a big money suck, a big money drain is what it was. So anyhow, I check out Gun Owners of America.
Great organization.
We started this, talking about this a while back.
We still need to get them on the show.
I'll pull my weight. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
I have all the time in the world now.
Give them a ring.
I will, actually. I'll send out an email or something tonight. I'll see what I can come up with. I bet you I could find someone to come on the air with me.
Of course.
But years ago, when we first started talking about this, I'd mention the NRA, because I talk about it on the radio show too. And I have these old timers that would take my classes, and I'd mention the NRA, and I'd kind of, NRA. They got mad at me to a certain extent, because you got the old timers that they like them. They've been paying their dues. They're lifetime members, right? For years. But the younger guys are like, yeah, they don't do crap. They're not doing anything. But now it's changed. It's changed to the point, and now the old guard they're getting upset as well. So when you've affected that many people, the people that were supporting you still, the people that were standing up for you, they don't want anything to do with you.
Have you heard anything out of the NRA the last couple of years?
Nothing, except for after Virginia, we will compromise. We're ready to compromise.
Yeah, after it was over, then they ready to compromise.
That's all I've heard. That and Wayne LaPierre's pretty sharply dressed dude.
Yeah. Well, the last time they made real news was when they were trying to oust LaPierre, and he had a closed-door board meeting, and they re-upped him, and I'm like, dude, y'all not even trying to hide this.
No, they're not. And they
just don't care.
They have people that were on the board. They've been there for years, like well-known people, big, and they're just stepping down. They're like, I'm freaking through. I don't want anything to do with this. Absolutely crazy. I know a few years ago, the NRA came out, and they, some of the news about the NRA was when they were coming out with that carry guard,
right?
That carry guard, carry insurance.
Yeah, I remember that.
And what they did is they were having the NRA, the big national NRA show or convention or whatever, and they brought that out. And as soon as they decided they were going to bring that out, any one of the other carry insurance people that had showed up to get a table there, they went ahead and canceled them and said, "You're not coming. We don't want you here."
They already paid for their table.
Yeah, sent them packing. And then about 6 months into it, guess what happened to Carry Guard? It's kind of just defunct. There's a few people that I think signed up for so many years, and I think they're still supporting those people. But after that's when it's has run its course, they're out, I think, and then they're just completely done with it. But
wow, I wouldn't feel very safe with my defense.
Yeah.
With something that's gone out of business.
Well, then that brings.
do they have the money to come defend you?
I don't know. Maybe they're taking the suits down to the pawn shop or something.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
They've turned one of Wayne's vacation homes to Airbnb.
They'll let you go to jail first. He don't need no defense. He kind of looks guilty. Let's compromise with him.
So that brings us to another question that I get asked quite a bit.
Okay.
Carry insurance. What do you think about carry insurance?
I've looked into it quite a bit, and it's one of those things. If you have it or don't have it, you've thought about it. When you see these people that, for whatever reason, had to draw a firearm, now they're in national news, and they're in deep. And who has $100,000 sitting around to put up a decent defense and start getting you out of this mess? So yeah, it's something I've looked into. And if I were in I've deemed myself, I'm close to pulling the trigger now and have been for a little while. If I was in any more of a high risk area, I'd have it without a doubt. I'd have to have it.
Right.
There's no freaking way I'd be in Chicago or Portland or LA. No, I'm going to have it.
Right. I mean, just the way the world is just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
There's more of a likelihood, especially if you live in those areas, that you're going to have to use your firearm.
Well, they just had, today or yesterday, they had a march. I don't even remember where it was at. And they were blocking the highway. And a truck slowly pulls up, and he's starting to try and, get through the crowd. Two guys jump in front of him and pulled out handguns, some of the protesters.
Right.
And that's where we are now. Now, they've already shot a dozen people with this. You know, they'll shoot the driver and say, he tried to charge the crowd, and he didn't. And now they're just pulling their firearms, and they didn't shoot, but just that close. Just that close. If a car gets stopped, I got to have it. I got to have it. Because that's where we are as a country right now.
Yeah.
And nothing's being done.
You know, and they're looking, and if you use your firearm, they're looking hard to really try to persecute you.
Yeah. You can't go against Antifa.
I mean, look at the people even down in Missouri, right? I mean, there's some questionable things that went on there, but in a roundabout way, they were really kind of trying to.
What's funny is everybody backed those two, and I'm like, there was some questionable things.
Yeah.
But nobody, other way around. The lady at the nobody defended her.
Right.
It's crazy. I'm like, you just picking and choosing. They both had a little questionable stuff going on.
Yeah. So I don't know. You know, there comes a time where you may actually have to. You may need something like that.
It's getting closer and closer.
I mean, you know, it is. I mean, it really is scary. And
the chances of you, if you carry,
right,
getting in a violent situation is. A lot of these guns that were purchased weren't, you know, freedom-loving Americans.
Right.
A lot of them were these Antifa nutballs, like the guy with the AK that just got killed.
Right.
Heard one report that it was 5 rounds to the chest. Good shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Good shooting. Yeah, so he's going to run up with his AK that he purchased legally. You can open carry, depending on where you're at. It was Texas. But you can't go around pointing at people. You shouldn't do it. These are violent situations that people are willy-nilly just walking around with guns that don't have any common sense or any training, don't have any understanding of what real violence is. They enjoy beating on people and shooting at people, but when real violence is shown back up on them, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get bad. So, you got people that the government is now covering for them. All your local governments. The police are standing down. The DAs are backing them and ready to prosecute you for trying to defend yourself.
Yeah, and they will.
Yeah,
and you'll go to jail.
You'll go to 90. That's like all these prosecutors that talk about our federal government is the worst. I think they have a 99% conviction rate. Of course they do. Because they're going to spend $10 million prosecuting you and ripping you apart. And as soon as you run out of money and don't have attorneys, they're going to say, all right, let's make a deal. Plead guilty to this.
Yeah.
And we won't kill you. We'll just lock you up for 10 years.
They know how to play it.
Yeah. And you take the deal.
You take the deal because you're looking, that's the best thing that you've seen, so you're going to do it.
And they will spend that money on you. And that's the same way all these district attorneys and stuff like this, so they don't care about law and justice and all that stuff. They all got agendas.
Right.
And be careful. Be careful. If you don't have a fat bankroll ready to back you up, it's getting to the point where it's always been a good idea.
Right.
But it's getting to the point where it's mandatory. You got to have these things. It's like, having one in the chamber.
Well, what people don't understand is you're going to have your trial.
Now, I've felt this way a long time.
Right.
About this.
And so what people don't understand too, and we talk about it in my concealed carry class that I teach. What you don't understand is you have the actual trial, right?
Right.
And then you have the civil trial.
Yeah.
Because that's going to come next, and
especially if they convict you of anything.
Oh yeah.
That's a slam dunk civil trial.
And that's the one that's really going to take your money.
Yeah.
And they're really going to nail you. And, there's quite a few. There's a handful of places. I won't say quite a few. There's a handful of places that offer concealed carry type insurance. And, it's something I've looked at for years, and people would ask me all the time, what do you recommend? What do you recommend? And my answer was, I thought to myself, I don't know what to recommend. All I said was, there's different places out there. Read the fine print. Know what you're getting for your money. Get the biggest bang for your buck. There are insurance companies. Read the fine print and know what you're getting into. But if you feel like you'd be better off having it, by all means, get it. I chose USCCA. I mean, I like them.
I like them too.
You know, you get access to all kinds of stuff. You get access to you get like magazines, these publications that talk about concealed carry, that talk about different laws. You get access to their apps. You have 3 different levels that you can sign up, and they're going to cover you even in a civil trial, which is huge.
Well,
that's the one that'll sink you.
And help me if I'm wrong, because I hadn't read up on them in a while. But if I'm not mistaken, these guys let you pick any lawyer you want.
I would have to double check that, but they may.
Yeah, and they provide the most financial backing for your bail, for your attorney's fees and everything else. I've checked them out.
I'm looking these up just to make sure number wise.
Okay. Well, I've looked into all of them, and that's the one that I decided if I get one, that's what I'm getting.
So you have 3 different memberships. You got a gold, a platinum, and an elite.
Right.
And I'm looking down here at the very bottom. What are the gold, civil defense protection on the gold is $500,000. The next step is $1 million, and the next step is $2 million. And you got defense expenses, your bail bond, funding, attorney retainer, $100,000 for the basic or for the gold. The next level is $150,000, and the elite is $250,000.
That's your attorney's fees?
Yeah, that'll cover defense expenses, bail bonds, funding, and attorney retainer.
Ain't the bail something different?
Bail bond, no, it's all in here, I think. Okay. But you get, I don't know. I mean, it's just a good thing to have. I tell you what, you need to check it out. And I was just perusing, and I think we got a few minutes here. I've actually got a little story that we can play. It's a story of someone who was a member who actually had to use it. He was in a self-defense type scenario, and he was surprised because he had to go to jail, and the people that he thought were the bad guys, which were the bad guys, they got to go home that night. And so he was able to use USCCA, and it kind of came to their aid. So I'll go ahead and play this for a minute.
Hello, my name is Bruce. This is my wife, Connie. We've been managers here for 5 years, living here for 8 years. When I started as manager, we only had 2 families here with children. And now we have somewhere around 15 or 20 children in the park now. We've grown as a community closer together, helping each other out, looking out for each other, keeping crime down. I try to guide people where I can, when I can. They come to me, and if I can help them, I'll help them out. I'm a reverend, so that goes too, and talking to folks about their eternal life.
But when 2 armed men put his safety and the safety of his entire community in jeopardy, he got a rude awakening. So it all started when Bruce was simply doing maintenance around his home.
Noticed the truck coming in. It was a tow truck. It was kind of out of the ordinary.
Bruce realized that the 2 tow truck operators were physically attacking his neighbors. He tried to de-escalate the situation and repeatedly asked the 2 men to stop.
So I started walking up there to see, as manager of the park, if there was anything I could help them out with. Anything I could do for them, call the cops or whatever. Saw the tow truck come around the corner up there and stop by the car. Pretty soon I hear a lot of yelling and screaming and waving arms, and the car was parked over here, the tow truck was parked over here on the road. I was back there by that arch, at the end of that other trailer back there. The car owner was in physical altercation with one of the tow truck operators. I had seen him throw his arm up and turn away from the tow truck operator. I didn't realize exactly what happened. Next thing, the car owner yells at me to watch out. Tow truck operator stuck his hand in his pocket rather abruptly, looking at the car owner, and then he looked over at me, and I just had a gut feeling, just a knot in my stomach. Something was going to go wrong real bad. I proceeded to protect myself, anticipated that he was reaching for a weapon, a gun, and I had brought mine out. And I told him don't pull it out because he had his hand in his pocket over something. And I just told him not to bring it out, just needed to get in his tow truck and leave. I didn't want the situation to get any worse. The man, I told him to keep his hand in his pocket until he got to his truck. And then I allowed him to pull his weapon out and put it away because I just wanted them to leave. When I called dispatch with Lake County Sheriff, I told them that I was in fear for my life and for other people being hurt.
He was kind, he was compassionate. The situation he found himself in was one that it was merely because he was going to help a neighbor who he perceived was in trouble.
It was an unnerving episode. I never dealt with the police in this way. I'm glad I had USCCA there to help me. Went and stood over here on the concrete and waited for the police to show up, and they did, believe me, in force. First responding police department sorted everybody out, who was who and who was doing what. Lake County Sheriff showed up and they asked me, who's got the gun? And I said, I did. And then they had me go over here laying face down.
The police searched the tow truck and discovered the handgun. They even spoke to other neighbors who had witnessed the entire incident. But at the end of the day, Bruce was the one taken to jail.
I had a knock on the door, and then I went, got in the car with some other people and wanted to know if I knew my husband was sitting on the ground up there handcuffed, and I said no.
When they had me on the ground, I already had my wallet out with my USCCA card. I was trying to get a hold of them on the phone. They were intent on handcuffing me.
Even though he feared for his life and was coming to the aid of a friend, Bruce was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It didn't matter that the other men were armed. In fact, they were allowed to leave the scene.
The officer came to the window of the car that I was in. He said, I was told to give you this card to call USCCA for your husband.
With that one call, Bruce got the help he desperately needed.
Talked to a lady, and she said she would contact an attorney for me, so he would be getting back with me. She made me feel relaxed, for sure.
I spoke more with his wife because she was the only one who had access to a telephone initially. And we were really concerned about getting Bruce bonded out. He'd never been to jail before.
The attorney called me and said that he'd already talked to somebody about Bruce and that he'd be taking action and getting him out as soon as possible.
People were reaching out to my office, giving testimonials about Bruce, of how helpful he is, how much of a good guy he is. You know, the fact that he was a veteran, the fact that he would go out of his way to help folks in the community. They really went out of their way to make sure I had the ammunition, no pun intended, that I needed to defend him. He was a good guy, and that I could tell the police that this is not the type of guy that would do what they were accusing him of. Getting that feedback from the community was instrumental in getting the case dismissed and having him exonerated of the charges.
When my wife called the USCCA and they posted bond and I was out in 4 hours, that was a phenomenal experience for me. I was able to sleep in my own bed that same night. It's almost indescribable feeling of relief and the feeling of confidence. Having a lawyer in a situation like this and having the help and the resources provided to me by the USCCA.
It's absolutely necessary that a competent attorney gets involved immediately to steer the investigation, to interact with police, to make sure that there's ability, that bridge between the accused and law enforcement so that the communication can be had.
I highly recommend the USCCA membership to anybody who's carrying a weapon. You leave home with your weapon, leave home with the USCCA in your wallet.
There you go. I just want to preface this with we believe we may have an open mic in there somewhere, so we'll try to fix that.
Yeah.
We're not pros. But there you go. That gentleman used a firearm in self-defense. He was trying to help someone else, actually, which is in the state of Idaho is legal for you to do. I think it's legal for you to do in a lot of different states.
Is that
right?
in Idaho?
That was not in Idaho, okay. But I'm just for Idaho listeners.
Yeah, I got you.
And I think that he had to go to jail. He had to go to jail, and the people that the bad guys, the people that he stopped from beating up his neighbor, right? They left. He was in the cop car, and he saw them get into their truck and leave. And so as he was getting arrested, he was able to give the law enforcement officer, I think, or someone there, his wallet with the card in it. Said, take this to my wife, have her call this number. So that personally gives me, security, knowing that if something were to happen, right, and I was in a self-defense scenario and I was getting arrested, that my wife would have someone to call. She wouldn't have to go around and search up some attorney, right?
Right.
Because who's ever had to deal with that in their life? Who
if
you
you
going to call?
don't have one on retainer, somebody you've already ready to get in touch with. Most people don't have anybody to call.
So I mean, if she can just, like in the little clip we played, if she can just call the USCCA and they will get her started in the right direction and help her through everything, and they'll kind of come to your rescue, right? I mean, that's what you're paying them to do, and I just think it's
just
real.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, and I think it's an important thing to do. I think it's an important thing to have, and I'll state this because I didn't want what I didn't want. I've always liked doing the podcast. I love doing the podcast. I still love doing the podcast, and I didn't want anyone to have control over what I was going to say or do on this show, because this is my podcast. And if you've listened to any of the back episodes, you know that we don't have no one has control over what we do or say except for us, right? And I didn't want this to sound like an ad for the USCCA, but I will say I've gone into a partnership with them, and if this doesn't interest you, just keep moving. I that's cool, man. I get it, right? If something like this assurance, this concealed carry insurance, if it does interest you and you've been looking at it, check out the USCCA. If you go to Patriot Defense website, that's patriotdefense13.com. You can. I got a banner that kind of scrolls of that first picture that. It'll scroll. Wait till it scrolls to the USCCA picture and click on there. And if you click on there, you can check it out. And if you decide to sign up for it, that's great. I would just ask that maybe you sign up through my link. And tell you what, it helps keep the show going, because we're not making any money on this podcast, but we keep updating the equipment. We keep updating microphones. There is a monthly fee to run the podcast, right? There is an internet fee. There's all kinds of stuff that we pay for. And we don't mind doing that, but if we can get back a little bit, that helps.
Well, look at the last time I looked, there was 3 different organizations, 3 major ones.
Right.
And look at what they offer. And yeah, if I go with one, that's who I'm going with, USCCA. Right. It's just, you don't have to, just look at what they offer.
Yeah. And I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, really. So
it is.
Look at it and think about your wife and think about your kids and those people that might have to be doing all the work in the background if you're for some reason sitting in a jail cell somewhere, right?
If you don't, well, I think last time I said you need to have an attorney on retainer. If you don't have one and don't have somebody you already nailed down, I would look into these guys. Not only that, if you look into these guys, if you can pick your own attorney. So
yeah, you can. We did double check that. You can pick your own defense attorney.
They will pay your. It just won't cost you out of pocket.
Right.
But it's getting close. I mean, it's getting close to the time where it can very easily have you in the middle of something like this, especially depending on where you live.
Yeah, sure is. I mean, it's even getting close to, we're still kind of isolated here a little bit, but it's still getting close to home here, smidge, too.
Well, if it gets any closer.
Be knocking on our door.
Yeah, it's like I said, if you lived in, well, first of all, a lot of people are leaving Portland and Seattle and all that junk now.
There's no town left. It's freaking destroyed.
Unfortunately, they'll come over here and vote the same way. But
yeah, Boise.
Yeah, Boise's going to run the state. Unfortunately, but
ooh, lunch?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they if you don't have an attorney on something like that, look into these guys. If you do have one, these guys could pay your bills.
Right.
So if you're in a area where this is more likely to happen, if you have an Antifa presence or Black Lives Matter presence, get ready.
Yeah. Be prepared.
Get ready.
You went out. You've got your firearm. Hopefully, you've got some training. You got some ammo. You spent money on the holster. Maybe you spent money on a gun belt, and you carry every day. It's a little insurance.
You only got 10 rounds.
That's right.
Got to make them count.
Yeah. What's a little insurance? And hey, there is something I want to talk about, and I was going to bring it out so you could see it. I left it inside the house. I'm sorry. And it's not something I'm selling. I'm not trying to make money off this by any means, but I've seen them advertised for a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I don't always like carrying a spare magazine with me. I mean, you'd wear them up on your belt. They'd be high up on your hip, and it's just, you want one more thing.
I like the holsters that have an extra mag slot.
So you know what I found?
What's that?
The Neo Mags.
What in the world is a Neo?
And they are, and I will show it to you before we leave. I was going to bring it out, and I forgot. Darn it.
Okay.
But they got those neodymium magnets, I forget what they're called.
Yeah, I don't
real
know.
Strong, like earth magnet type
Right.
things. And it looks like a pocket knife clip, and it clips into your pocket. And what it does is you take your mag, you load your mag, and it's a holder, and it just holds your mag. But when you need your mag, it just slides right off, and the clip stays hooked to your pants. It just slides right off. It's really comfortable. You don't have something else on your freaking waist. It's just something in your weak side pocket. It's great. It's I love it. I was very apprehensive.
I have to see that.
I will bring it out and show it to you. It's before you go today. It's pretty.
So
slick.
you have one?
I bought one.
Okay.
And
What's the price on those bad boys?
They're probably $40-$50.
Okay.
But you know what? You need one, right? I mean, I can carry an extra mag with me. I got like an extra 17 rounds. But it's much easier and nicer having it in your pocket than on your belt. I hate having crap on my belt. I really do. I don't even like having my gun up on my belt, to be honest with you.
What's bad is I know exactly what you mean, and unless you have your holster on one side and your pouch for extra, it's just. And then you get into where you turn it into Batman, right?
Oh yeah. You got your bat belt.
So the only thing I found that I could use with that is an extra holster with a mag slot.
Yeah.
And those worked okay because it don't add too much to you.
But depending on the holster, depending on where you carry it, though, you gotta have. If you carry it on your strong side, like let's see, you're right, you gotta reach clear over there for the mag reload. Right. What I like about this is you can clip it in your weak side pocket, so it's almost in the same spot, so the magnet is there, and the magnet pinches
so you pull out the mag and blow the dust bunnies out.
Yeah. The magnet pinches the clip against your pocket, so that's not coming off. It's even kind of a pain to get on your pocket, but it ain't coming off. But there's a little tiny gap. So when you slide your magazine in there, the magnet, it's a strong magnet. It's enough to hold your magazine in place. But when you grab it, it's not right up rubbing against the magnet, so it slides right out of there, slicker and slick, man. It's pretty sweet.
So the magnet holds the mag. So you got to have a metal mag?
Yeah, you got to have a metal mag.
Okay.
But
even the plastic mags
have metal, usually metal backing.
Yeah,
and it'll work for Glock mags too.
Have you tried it?
Well, they sell different styles for some different mags, and so I believe it'll work for Glock mags. But I'll check it out. Anyhow, that's just go out and check it out. I just think it's the coolest thing in the world, man. Because I used to hate carrying an extra magazine so bad that
I have lost magazines because of that.
I
don't know where that thing's at.
I would carry what I call the New York Reload, and I just carry another gun.
I've been doing that.
One on the hip, one on the hip, one on the ankle. That's people used to always ask me, "Do you carry an extra magazine?" I sure do. It's got a gun wrapped around it. So, well, I'm glad we were able to get this podcast out, and it made sense, and it flowed really nicely today. Not quite sure what happened yesterday.
I don't know. Wasn't feeling it.
One of those days, but
sitting here like, what?
I got all excited. We were talking about fall. I'm freaking excited for fall.
Okay, I'm ready for it. Unfortunately, we're going to open the door and the heat's going to come in.
It's kind of warm in here as it is, but not horrible. Still something.
I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for winter.
Me too. But
we're
hey,
going to see the chaos kick off coming election time.
Oh,
Good grief.
That's when you need your carry insurance and your Neo Mag.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get it for now. After the election, then see if you want to keep it.
That's right. But sign up now and use the link on my website. So I tell you what, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed
on your website,
my website, the link is on my website to sign up for the USCCA.
Okay.
That if you go and sign up through that, I get a little kickback. It helps us update microphones.
Do I get a kickback?
I'll kick you. I'll buy you a new microphone.
Okay. I'm trying to get microphones. Looks like I'm thinking about doing my own podcast.
Maybe we could figure something out.
And I might have to go to the UK to.
You're going to go to the UK? I don't think
virtually.
I don't think they're letting flights over there, man.
Virtually, I will go to the UK and online, and I found them there.
You virtually meet listeners over there?
Yeah, well, I got to get the equipment.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about it. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if nobody wants to hear me.
I do.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. We're going to name your show. We'll call it the Cajun Conundrum.
We're going to get wild now.
Yes. Yes. I can't wait. I can't wait. Do I get to come and be a guest host?
Yes, and we won't use real names so we can talk trash.
I get to come up with a pseudonym?
Yes.
Yes. Can we get something to like disguise my voice?
I don't know. You got something like that? You the audio man.
I want to get the T-Pain thing where I talk into it. Have you seen that? Talking like T-Pain the rapper, the voice changes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to talk like. So there you go. If you like the show and you listen to it, we appreciate it. Share it with your family. Share it with your friends. You can find it under the Patriot Defense Podcast on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify. If you got any questions or comments, maybe you want to tell us how you're spending ammo. If you're still shooting your ammo, what you're doing to train now that ammo is scarce.
Look into the Mantis.
That's right. Mantis is good. Let us know. You can call me. You can text me. Area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. Once again, share it with your family. Share it with your friends. Check out the website at patriotdefense13.com. And hopefully we can meet together this next weekend and we can do it again. What do you think?
Well, let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's getting towards the middle of the month now.
Yeah, I know it is. We'll see what happens. I'll be up there doing something. I'll be up there doing something for sure.
Okay.
So until then, we will see you guys later. Bye.